listen up. I want you to collect all of your things, leave this room, and never ever come back to my house again. Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, what you all just witnessed was the eviction of 2 tenants from my house. Their behavior was so deplorable that they significantly depreciated the value of my house, and therefore they had to go. I had to give them the boot. I would like to see a show of hands, please, of those individuals here who still live in or may own the house they were born in. Ooh, we have 3 out there in the audience. Thank you. I still own the house that I was born in. In fact, my house is 50 years old. I know the month and the year my parents broke ground to build that property. November 1956. I also know the day, the month, and the year they poured the foundation for that property. August 5th, 1957. As with any old property, over a period of time, the foundation will begin to settle and shift. And when that happens, it will crack. Those cracks will sometimes show on the outside of the property. And any good homeowner will repair those cracks in order to keep the value of their property high. Likewise, there's damage that will take place on the inside of the property as well. And if left undone, it will also show on the outside of the house. I am going to tell you all a story about the 2 tenants that I evicted. Now understand, my house has many rooms, and it's like a boarding house. I rent my rooms to various tenants. I received a call one day from one of my tenants who were very irate. And they explained to me that there was a foul smell coming from one of the rooms. I thought this was very important that I go and check it out. Now, the room that the foul smell was coming from was inhabited by 2 tenants. Their names were Unforgiveness and Hatred. I decided it was very important that I go check it out. Unfortunately, the 2 tenants weren't there. When I stepped to the door, I smelled the awful odor coming from the other side, and I pulled out my key. And when I pulled out my key, I slowly opened the door, and I flipped on the light, and roaches of anger flew off the wall. I don't know about you all, but I can't stand flying cockroaches. And then I noticed, I looked at the floor, and there were roaches of anger scurrying all over the floor, leaving the light, trying to hide back into the darkness. Yes, I tried to stomp it as many as I could. I looked in the corner, and one of them had the audacity to dismantle an engine inside of the room. And the grudge from that engine, I didn't say sludge, I said the grudge from that engine soaked into my carpet, causing the reeky smell that had messed up my house. I then turned around and looked on the wall, and there were grudgings of paintings and fingerprintings of hatred, malice, bitterness, jealousy, and envy. Those 2 tenants, ladies and gentlemen, resided in my heart in 1993. I went on a camping trip with several men from my job. I was the only African American there. These men I respected. As we sat around the campfire, some of them had been imbibing in Jack Daniels, we were having a kumbaya moment, I thought. However, 2 of them said, "Mark, show us your pearly white teeth." The captain and the lieutenant both stood up and disappeared into the darkness. I stood up. I walked over to the deck overlooking the lake. I looked up into the sky, which was overcast, and I said, God, take this pain away from me that I was feeling. He didn't take it away right away. I don't know about any of you, but I am certain that you have experienced unforgiveness. And I'll tell you if you have or not. Has someone ever done something to you today or yesterday, and when you think about it, your stomach starts knotting up? Your heart starts palpitating real fast. Your mouth may even get dry, and the palms of your hands may become sweaty, and you may even feel as though pins are sticking. Then you are experiencing unforgiveness. But there's a powerfully great ending to this story. The two tenets that I kicked out, unforgiveness and hatred, were replaced with the tenets called love and forgiveness. And when those two tenets came and occupied my house, they brought together the other tenets as well. Peace, long-suffering, love, joy, humility. Love was the leader of the group, and he brought everyone together. And when love did that, love had them saying this mantra both day and night, every day. We will greet this day with love in our heart. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy a human life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. And until we master this art, we will remain no more than peddlers in the marketplace. None on whom we call can defend against this powerful force. They may reject your looks, they may reject your speech, your clothing they may find repulsive, yet your love will melt their hearts like into the sun, whose rays soften the coldest of clay. None on whom you call can defend against this powerful force. We will greet this day with love in our heart. How many of you need to clean out your house or evict those tenants? Mr. Congress.